You just go to my YouTube channel and you can find this video. It'll be like the most recent video. You just go to my YouTube. Oh, okay. All right. So, hello everyone. We are back again with another live stream. Right now, we are continuing to build the new Star Wars sets from the summer 2018 wave, and we have a guest. We got Zandy Boy from the chat. Zandy, say hello to the wonderful people. Or not. It looks like Zandy just left. I'm assuming he's having some sort of technical difficulty, so we'll see if he decides to come back in. I'd be very disappointed if he didn't. He seemed quite enthusiastic about roasting this set. Welcome back, guys. Let's see what's going on with the Zan Man. Yeah, dude, I'd love to have you on. For Lego Studios, absolutely. I'm going to resend the invite. All right. We are good to go. So we got Zandy Boy in the house. Zandy, say hello to the wonderful people.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So you had some opinions about this set that I'm about to build.
That is the worst Lego set in history.
Whoa. Yeah. In history?
Yes.
How is it that bad? Come on. Okay. It can't be any worse than the Twilight.
The Twilight is actually good, though.
Oh, my God. Zandy, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Okay. Let me just decline the call. Okay.
Nah.
Okay, so first is the price, like 600 some pieces for $90. Pretty terrible. And it only includes the front car plus, like, an additional, like, thing, like, caboose or whatever it's called. I don't know about trains.
Yeah.
And
then, just, yeah.
And then there's the like unnecessary gunner minifigure who doesn't even appear in the scene.
That is true. Go ahead.
No, you can go first.
I was gonna say I do think that says this guy is actually in the visual dictionary, which leads me to believe that it probably was in the movie at some point and they just ended up taking him out.
Okay. They didn't appear in the scene in the movie, so I don't think a lot of people are going to read the visual dictionary, so they don't know why he's in that set.
Yeah, fair enough.
Chewbacca, I don't like the new Chewbacca.
His head is,
like, underneath his fur for some reason, and he just looks hideous.
The new Chewbacca does not look good, I will admit.
Yeah. And also, I think the colors are off. I think it's supposed to like gray or something, the conveyor.
You don't think it looks pretty good to me. I think it was dark gray in the movie.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I don't think the color is off, unless I'm just totally wrong.
Oh.
I think this is correct.
I thought it was gray in the movie. I don't know.
Did you like the movie?
Yeah, I saw it twice, actually.
Where would you rank it amongst the Star Wars films? Give us a quick ranking.
I can't really do it since I didn't watch Rogue One, so...
That is true. So why have you not seen Rogue One? You said it was during your emo phase?
Okay, so I'm going to say as well, October 1st, 2016. That's when I got into Harry Potter. And I got, like, obsessed with it. I was reading all the books, and, like, I was being a book in like a day. That's how
Okay.
obsessed I was like. And so, Fantastic Beasts, the original Fantastic Beasts movie was going to be out in theaters like late November.
Yeah.
And so I was more excited about that than Rogue One. And I thought, oh, I shouldn't see Rogue One. That would be like a betrayal to Fantastic Beasts.
I suppose.
Well, now I like Star Wars and Harry Potter equally, but I'm now more in Harry Potter because
Okay.
Star Wars right now is kind of in a drought. While Harry Potter, there's going to be Fantastic Beasts 2 coming soon.
Okay.
And also, the sets, in my opinion, are way better.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So what exactly is your profile picture? I've been trying to figure it out for the longest. Like, what's
Okay, so recently, Harry Potter made this game called Hogwarts Mystery. It's basically this role-playing Harry Potter game in which you're the main protagonist, and your brother, he mysteriously vanished after opening these cursed vaults in Hogwarts, which is the school that they all attend.
Uh-huh.
And so you're trying to figure out, okay, why is my brother missing? And along the way, you meet a lot of friends, and you do classes. And I don't really like the classes because they're very similar to one another. And also, there's a lot of controversy on the game in which you use this energy, and if you want energy, then you have to either wait 4 minutes for one energy to come back, or you have to spend money in the game in order to purchase more energy.
Okay.
So my profile picture is my like avatar in the game, and I really like him.
It seemed like you kind of went through like an identity change. Initially, you were known as our resident trumpeter. Then all of a sudden, I guess you went from your emo phase to your musician phase, and now you're in your Harry Potter phase.
Yeah, I've been really into Harry Potter because of the sets. The sets are just beautiful.
So I gotta ask, would you say that Harry Potter is better than Star Wars?
Oof.
If it takes you longer than 30 seconds to answer this question, I want to
Okay. So the books are better than Star Wars books, but the Star Wars movies are better than Harry Potter movies.
So what do you think is more entertaining, a Harry Potter book or a Star Wars movie?
Oh. You asked some tough questions.
Oh man. You came in the wrong neighborhood.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm Garrett now. I just don't care about Star Wars anymore.
Oh god.
Where is he, by the way?
Maybe at home? I'm not sure, to be quite honest. Maybe he's at work actually. He might be at work.
Oh. But I don't know. Because they're both very action packed. They both have like great character development. And also the stories are both pretty excellent. But I don't know.
Okay. Huh. Well, that's too bad.
Yeah.
The correct answer was Star Wars. I was to let you know.
But also it's kind of injustice to like determine which one is better because it's more Star Wars content than Harry Potter content.
Well, Harry Potter has a lot of movies. I think if you just compare the movies, they have an equal amount of content.
Movies aren't canon.
Well, the Harry Potter movies aren't canon?
Yeah.
So the books trump them in terms of... I mean, is there really that big of a discrepancy between the two, though?
Well, the first 3 movies, not really. But the 4th movie is... there's a lot of differences between the movie and the book. The fifth movie is kind of accurate. 6 is very accurate in my opinion. And then Deathly Hallows, which is the last book, not really, because the Deathly Hallows separated into 2 movies. So they would add a lot more to make it into like a
2-parter.
Yeah, 2-parter.
Okay, I got you. Well, that's about all the Harry Potter talk I can stomach for a day, so we can divert the conversation to some Star Wars. So,
well, actually, before we talk about Star Wars, whenever I talk about Harry Potter to my brother, he just blacks out because he just can't stand it. Like I'm like, oh brother, today the Harry Potter's collectible minifigure is coming out. There's a 1 per box made figure. There's an Emma Watson made figure. We gotta go now, and he just blocks out.
I think he's silently trying to tell you that Star Wars is better.
Yeah. All right. So what are you gonna say?
Yeah. So we actually got a question from the chat. Boba Fett Lego says, "I have a question for both of you guys. What do you expect from Episode 9 coming up? So, are there any expectations you have for Episode 9? Things you want to see, things you don't want to see?"
I expect it to have like a long time span between Episode 8 and Episode 9.
Yeah.
I expect Lando and DJ to kind of work, I guess.
So you think DJ is gonna come back?
Yeah, because the ethics are very similar, which they're both gamblers. They do anything for money, and I expect Rey to defeat Kylo Ren.
Okay.
Because every story is like the good guys always prevail against the bad guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Leia, she has to die. I mean, I don't know what they have in terms of this Episode 7 deleted scenes.
Yeah,
but
that's
I don't think it's enough. I don't think it'll be enough.
I'm still like, I can't even. It's so hard to even process like how they're going to handle that using deleted scenes from Episode 7, not even 8.
I'm really confused about that. Like, how are they going to incorporate Episode 7 scenes into Episode 9?
Right. No, it's gonna be weird. I just hope it flows well. That's my biggest thing. I don't want it to be disjointed or disorienting. Having weird CG amalgamation Leia in different locations than where it was filmed, just to get her to be in the movie.
Yeah. I'd rather if they did CGI. Honestly, yes, in Rogue One. This is what I heard. Leia didn't look right, from what I've heard.
Right.
But I think CGI would be better than just use weird, arbitrary Episode 7 scenes.
Yeah.
So, what do you think is going to happen?
So I have a few things. I've heard John Boyega say a few things about Episode 9 that actually have me really optimistic about it. The first being is apparently that he describes it as all-out war, which is definitely something I'm looking forward to. We haven't really seen a large-scale battle between the Resistance and the First Order. Crate was very one-sided. I'd say Takodana, the Resistance was barely there. And Starkiller Base, I don't know if I describe that as much of a battle. But I do want to see some conclusive type of battle between the First Order and the Resistance in Episode 9. So that's honestly what I'm looking most forward to. Yeah. Another thing that John Boyega said is that basically he and Daisy Ridley are going to be kind of back working together the way they did in The Force Awakens, which I'm looking forward to because I think that's, out of all of, everything that we've seen in Episodes 7 and 8, my favorite dynamic was between Rey and Finn. I think that was like the most interesting thing. And I'd put Rey and Kylo up there too. Like I'd say that's like right behind it. But I'm very interested in seeing, Rey and Finn kind of play off of each other once more. So that's something I'm looking forward to as well.
I actually prefer the chemistry between Poe and Finn because they have really nice like romance. Like when they're in the TIE Fighter trying to escape the Star Destroyer. I really like that scene where they're like trying to get to know each other while trying to fend off TIE fighters. That was a very nice scene.
Yeah, I totally agree. Honestly, that's like that scene with Poe and Finn in the TIE Fighter, whether they kind of get all psyched out because they finally escaped the Star Destroyer. Like that's one of my favorite scenes in all time in Star Wars, just because it's so genuine. Like you can feel their friendship just radiating off the screen, and I actually really enjoyed that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel I can relate to Finn and Rey's dynamic a little bit more. You know, like there's the romantic chase kind of going on. I don't know, that really touched me. So I hope that's something that they kind of go back to in episode 9.
Yeah. I guess.
So let's talk about Clone Wars. Have you watched the entirety of the Clone Wars? Where's your interest in the Clone Wars?
The Clone Wars, Okay, so back in 2008, I got the original Anakin Starfighter.
Yeah.
And, I really enjoyed that set actually. But I kind of forgot what goes on in the Clone Wars. I remember a few things. But it's been so long, and I haven't watched the series in a long time that I forgot a lot of what happens.
Gotcha.
But for what I remembered, it was an amazing series, and I'm really excited.
Okay.
And wait, never mind.
Here's a question: do you like Star Wars Episode 3?
Episode 3 is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Okay.
It used to be my favorite movie in general, actually, until I saw Infinity War.
Infinity War is really good.
Yeah. The reason
I'm trying to count all of these treads because Lego. I have to count 77 of these to go on this thing.
77?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like 600 pieces, but 77 of them are tracks.
Yes.
Makes me want to hate that 70 more. Okay, I'm going to pull up your stream on my computer.
4. Zandy, let the hate flow through you.
Yes, I'm going to become a Sith after this.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm just not going to count these, and I'll just attach them, and I'll take off as many as I need.
Yeah.
So what is the most recent Lego set that you bought/built? I know you picked up some CNF figures today, but like, have you got any sets recently?
Like 2 weeks ago, I got the quiz match set. And
which set? I'm sorry.
The quiz match, which is basically the Spore and Harry Potter.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I really like it. I thought it was gonna be a lot smaller, the towers, but they're actually pretty big. And there's actually some walking space inside the towers, which I didn't expect at all.
Right.
And the minifigures. So since they have like the uniforms on, they're nice and generic and can be used like in other settings.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't have much Harry Potter sets. I got into the Harry Potter sets this summer because, well, I love the books.
Right.
Yeah. And it's probably my favorite out of the sets this wave.
I like the Great Hall a lot. I mean, I don't really know too much about Harry Potter, but just looking at the Great Hall, I think that's probably my favorite out of this wave.
The Great Hall looks nice, but it's kind of shoehorned some things into it. Like there's this snake in the Great Hall, but the Great Hall, the set itself, is like based on the first book, but the snake is in the second book, and also the snake is supposed to be a lot larger, and it's supposed to be a green color. So I think they just used additional pieces to make the set worth more for your money.
Right, yeah. That's weird that something like that could happen with a movie that came out many years ago, that they could like clearly get correct, at this time.
And what's interesting is in the prototype set that they showed up in New York Toy Fair, there's this little function which you can knock off minifigures on top of the like Great Hall tables, which I really like that play feature, but it's not included in the official model.
Right. Hold on 1 second. Boba Fett Lego says, Jay, are you going to make custom ATSTs for Vardos? I'm not going to make my own custom mock. However, I'm going to use someone else's mock for them. I still have yet to make a video review on it, but it will come at some point. It's a very nice mock, and I honestly can't wait to show it off to you guys. I like it so much that like I don't have any of my Lego ATST built anymore because it's so good.
Oh wow! So do you like disassemble sets when you find a more like superior version of it as a mock?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I don't get too attached to sets like that. Like if there's a mock and it's better and it's worth it to me to have a better version of it, then like yeah, I'll go ahead and just build the mock.
I see.
Unless if it's something I don't like, if it's something where even if there's a better mock but the set is still good enough, I'll keep it around. Like there's some really good Jedi Interceptor mocks out there. But I feel like the Lego set is good enough to where I don't need to have a slightly better mock version. But like for Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter, there's the one that came in that recent Jedi Hyperdrive boost ring set, and I don't like that one at all. So it was totally worth it for me to build a mock of it, and I would like a little bit more.
Actually, like the Obi-Wan Starfighter, but the Hyperdrive itself. I don't like the bottom of it because it uses clear pieces, but underneath the clear pieces these like tan or something, and it's very conspicuous.
Right, yeah. That's typically how it goes. Lego needs to make clear Technic parts.
Well, you know they're not going to. That's 20 years or something. Like they still have those blue Technic pins.
Right.
That Jane Brick just hates.
Yeah, Jang is not a fan of those blue. Jang hates blue Technic parts as much as I hate using yellow minifigures and mocks, apparently. So what is your... So episode 3 is your favorite movie. What is your favorite thing about episode 3? Like, why is episode 3 your favorite Star Wars movie?
I like the transition into Anakin Skywalker becoming Darth Vader.
Okay.
It's not like something so abrupt as he's Anakin Skywalker like 5 seconds beforehand, and then he's like Darth Vader 5 seconds after.
Right.
It's very gradual. Like you can see it in the movie.
Okay.
And also, I like large scale battles, which like sequels and the original trilogy don't really provide. Like there's like large amounts of clones facing against droids, and I like those large scale battles.
Okay, so what's your favorite battle in all of Star Wars?
I don't really have a particular favorite because I don't really pay attention to the battles.
Yeah,
like it's just a battle, and that's all.
Okay, I feel you. Two. This is like the smallest bag 1 build I've ever had. Like this is all of bag 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's 77 pieces plus like 10 other pieces. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay then. So what's your least favorite set this wave?
My least favorite is probably the Sandcrawler. It's so goofy looking to me.
I don't think it was necessary because we got the UCS Sandcrawler 4 years ago, and it's probably still available in some Lego stores still.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, it's a lot smaller.
Yeah, no, it looks like comically small. Like it looks silly.
What I don't like about this wave is that they're redoing classic OG sets, like the Imperial troop transport thing.
Yeah, the landing craft.
Yeah, the 2007 model was so nostalgic. Like everyone remembers that set.
Yeah.
So fondly. And then here's this set that only includes 2 stormtroopers and R2D2, and R2D2 always appears in 2 other sets this wave.
Yeah, that was the minifig selection for that set is very confusing. Like the fact that Old Ben is in it as well. Like
Yeah. And he's only in like 3 other sets in the span of like 4 years.
I feel like I have so many of that figure now because he comes in so many sets.
Yeah. They should have included 2 other Sandtroopers to replace R2 and Obi-Wan, because there's like 4 compartments in the land craft.
Yeah, I don't understand why they're so against nowadays, like having a set that comes with a lot of troops. Like they never give you enough troops to fill up the vehicle that they come with, and I don't know why they don't do that anymore.
Well, I think it's an incentive to make you buy more of the set so that they make more money.
I can understand that if there were like more sets with stormtroopers in it, but as of now, there's no other set you could get that like would have sand troopers or stormtroopers in it to be able to get more. Other than I guess that the Cantina has one, but still like there's no like battle pack or anything you could use for it.
Well, there's the Imperial battle pack from last year, and it's probably still in a lot of targets.
I'm pretty sure that set's retired at this point. Like
really?
It's not that easy to find at this point.
I thought it was still like readily available. I don't know.
No, I mean you can't order it off the Lego website.
Oh. Well, at my Target, they still have like the Force Awakens sets, and that was 3 years ago. So I would assume that they would have that set.
Yeah, that one. I don't know if they made a bunch of like the Force Awakens sets stayed around for a long time, but
yeah, did they sell poorly or something?
Stay around for nearly as long.
Did they sell poorly or something?
No, they sold well. That's why they stayed around for so long. Like that was the first, new wave of Star Wars sets. The first wave of Star Wars sets from a new movie, in forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lego's more likely to retire a set quickly if it doesn't do well. If it does do well, they'll keep it around longer. Like the UCS Slave One has outlived so many other UCS sets. Like the TIE Fighter came out after it. The the Assault on Hoth came out after it. Both of those sets are retired. And
Hoth is already discontinued.
Yes, it is.
People hate it that much.
Yeah.
I thought it was an okay set. Yes, it doesn't deserve being a UCS set, but it's like if you want to build a giant Hoth MOX, you can have a lot of pieces ready for you to build it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, it's a good set. The problem is, like, it didn't meet people's expectations,
Yeah. The only problem that I really have with this set is that on the back of the Ion Cannon, there's a lot of like weird colors exposed. For example, green pieces, blue pieces.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about, and that was annoying that they did that.
I wish they covered it up better.
Right, they should just made it in like a full sphere. They could have taken out the play feature isn't that important.
Yeah. I'm going to put on the stream and hear how my voice sounds.
Say it again?
I'm going to put on the stream on my laptop to see how my voice sounds.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm really interested. I'm going to put on the stream and hear how my voice sounds. Ew. We're not going to do that.
You don't like your voice?
I just find it weird. I don't know.
You should, I don't know. You should sing.
I can't sing.
You're the musician, though.
Yes, I can play trumpet, but I don't sing.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to ask someone else.
Fine. Okay.
Or you can sing cool just like Hoth for us.
Not right now.
Okay.
I gotta come out with a new song at some point.
Make hot just like Daisy Ridley or something. I don't know.
Ooh, that's
Well,
what I haven't heard before. I like that. Hot like Daisy.
In my opinion, Emma Watson, she's a lot more attractive.
Bruh. Okay, no, I would not have you speak while you're on this chat.
I'm sorry, but when she went through puberty, she just was a lot more attractive.
Nah, you're banned from talking about Harry Potter.
I wasn't talking about Harry Potter. I was talking about Emma Watson.
Isn't she in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
No,
but
no
like,
talking about Harry Potter actors, actresses, or lore. No Harry Potter talk.
I'm sorry.
This is the Daisy Ridley respect stream. She could be watching right now.
Cardi B could be watching right now.
Okay, Cardi B is definitely watching right now.
Yeah, Cardi Bricks, where are you?
But really, though. So I have a question. So how did you find this channel? I am curious about that.
Okay, it's really strange because one night on my recommendations, one of your streams, one of your great streams was on my recommendations, and so I watched it, and then I remember this. I asked you if you're a copy in Solidbrick Studios actually.
Did you actually? Oh my god!
Yeah, and that was my first question ever on your stream, my first interaction with you, and then you and Garrett got so pissed off.
Yeah.
I remember it so well. And then I just continued to watch it because I don't know, I just enjoyed it. I just enjoyed your crate mock, and I enjoyed you.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wow. It's funny how far you've come.
Yeah. The first month I enjoyed only your crate mock, then I enjoyed you.
Yeah. Miyamoto Musashi says, "Hey, I am Daisy Ridley, and I am watching right now." Well, Zandy, you apologize to that lady for disrespecting her.
I am not apologizing.
Wow. Okay, bro. I got you.
She is too OP.
Wait, she's too OP? Who is too OP? Who?
Well, Ray.
Okay, we can talk about this. How is Ray too OP?
Well, in the first movie, she can just use a lightsaber so elegantly when she never held one.
I don't know if I would describe her use of the lightsaber as elegant.
Well, she defeated Kylo Ren in the first fight.
He got shot by Chewie's bowcaster. In fact, if anything, Kylo Ren is too OP because he survived that.
Well, apparently, according to the Last Jedi novelization, Kylo Ren, he survived it because he pushed the Force all around him, and that's how he survived. If he didn't have the Force around him, then he would have died.
Yeah. Okay. I would. Where do we even begin with this? So, is Anakin Skywalker OP in Star Wars Episode 1 for being able to take down a droid ship as a little kid?
Well, excuse me, mister, but he was born from the Force. Ray was born by nobodies, so...
Okay, let's get something straight. One, nowhere was it ever established in Star Wars before Episode 1 that it was necessary to be born by strong Force users to be powerful with the Force. That was something that George Lucas just made up on a whim just because he was too lazy to give Anakin a father. Second, even if that is true, that honestly, in my opinion, is one of the worst parts of Star Wars. The idea that Anakin Skywalker was born from the Force. It's just so lazy. Why is that necessary? Why does he have to be Space Jesus?
Because George Lucas wanted him to be.
And that's lazy. Like, that's such a George Lucas thing to do. Like, George Lucas is the king of, oh, let me just change this thing to make it more convenient for me to write this character. Like, George Lucas won't take 5 minutes to think something through. He'd rather just change things around.
Star Wars is made out of conveniences. If it wasn't for Han Solo during the Death Star trench run, Luke Skywalker would have been shot down by Darth Vader. If the X-Wings during the Battle of Takodana weren't there, then Rey would have been then like Finn, Rey, and everyone else would have been killed probably.
Okay, so that's a different type of coincidence, though. Like, sure, those people saved the day, but I wouldn't consider that lazy writing. Like, the plot up to that point made sense. Like, it made sense for the Resistance to show up because they were alerted that BB-8 was there. So, you know, they would obviously come and try to get him because they had been waiting to get him back. My problem with the, like, Force thing is that, for one, it's not even like 100% clear that that's what happened. Like, there's no true answer to, like, whether or not the Force is what gave birth to Anakin. As far as we know, it's just he just had no father, and like Shmi had an immaculate conception for some reason. It's just so lazy to me. Like, ugh. And even avoiding all of that. So do you think is your argument then that like characters can't be powerful unless their parents are powerful or unless they come from like an area of, you know, like high Force levels, whatever that means?
It would make sense.
So then how would the first Jedi ever be born?
Okay.
So like that's a problem. Right?
I guess not.
So that's what happens when George Lucas writes your movies. You get stuff like that.
Wait. Maybe. The first Jedi, he just thought that he was more powerful than everyone else, and that he deserved to have special abilities. I don't know.
That's the problem with all of this. Like, there's no reason. Like, the Force is magic. It's okay for certain people to be powerful with the Force just because. If every Jedi had magic. Say that again?
Did you say magic?
Yes, the Force is magic. That's essentially what it is.
Like Harry Potter magic?
Oh my! I told you you're banned from saying those words. I think the thing is, like, it's okay for the Force to be magic. If every Jedi's parents had to be powerful in the Force, then why weren't they Jedi also? You see what I mean? Like, for the world.
In one of the Darth Vader comics, it was said that the Force takes a vessel and then transfers it over to another vessel. So it doesn't have to be a person's parents. It could just be like a random stranger.
So then this can wait. What? I don't understand what you mean by that. Explain.
Right, so the Force can take part of one vessel, like a human being, and then it can transfer over to another person.
Right. Yeah. So the point being, though, is that like Force strongness isn't hereditary. Like, the Force can almost consume a person and make them powerful.
I don't know. So it's very complicated.
It's really not. It only became complicated when George decided to give it weird rules, like midichlorians and stuff. Like, we shouldn't really have to think this deeply about it. Like, some people are strong with the Force, some aren't. The same way that some people are more talented than some things than other people. Like, I think that's a sufficient rule for the galaxy. Like, it didn't have to be like, oh, this person was immaculately conceived by the Force, and that means his entire lineage is going to be powerful with the Force. Like, it's just too much. It's lazy.
I guess. Drink tea is asking if he can join as well.
Perhaps a little bit.
I just wanted to get off the topic of talking about Force and microchlorians.
Why not? You love episode 3. This is, come on, man. You stand behind
episode 3 wasn't like, didn't revolve around microchlorians. Episode 1 did that. That's why we hate it.
Okay, so you don't like, is episode 1 your least favorite Star Wars movie?
Yeah, episode 1. It just seems stupid.
Okay.
Like,
I'm glad we can agree on something.
Yeah. Like, the prequels could have started off as episode 2 vaguely talked about some events from episode 1, like Qui-Gon Jinn's death, why the Clone Wars was started, and all that. But, episode 1 just seems kind of pointless, in my opinion.
I think episode 1 and 2 are both pointless.
Episode 2 was the start of the Clone Wars. That's why it's important.
So yes, I think the idea of episode 2 can have a point. I think the issue is that, for one, like, they bring up Sifo Dyas and we never learn anything about him again. So it's almost like it never mattered. Like, we never learned like why the order for the clones was made. We just learned that some mysterious Jedi that we never knew about before did it, and it's never developed again. And then 2, like, the start of the Clone Wars happens, but nothing substantial of the Clone Wars happens in the movie. So, like, is it even that important? Like, episode 2 should have started where episode 2 ended, you know? At least show us, I think the Clone Wars we should have seen happen, like, on screen. The problem is you push all of that back on episode 3, and then episode 3, rather than giving us, you know, like, these poignant, meaningful battles in the Clone Wars, we get, like, a weird montage of just random, like, Jedi on planets doing stuff with clones for reasons we don't even know about. And anyone comments who brings up the Clone Wars TV show and Sifo Dyas, I want to say it's not fair. Well, don't let the Clone Wars make the prequels better. They came out after the prequels. If you guys are willing to say that the prequels are okay because things that the Clone Wars explain, then I don't want any of you to ever complain about the sequels, because who knows when Dave Filoni can make another cartoon that are explain things that you don't understand right now. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
All right. So it would be difficult for episode 2 to include everything in the Clone Wars. It would have to include a lot more battles, which would get kind of hectic after a while.
Sure, yeah.
Then it would seem too similar to episode 3.
So I don't think it had to be. I think the Clone Wars stuff should have just been pushed into episode 2. Then episode 3 can be more about, like, them ending it, and it could have just, you know, culminated with Anakin's turn and things like that. Or Anakin could have turned towards the beginning of episode 3, and then we see, like, hunting down the Jedi throughout the rest of episode 3. You know, like, it didn't. Episode 3 didn't have to. I guess my problem is, like, too much stuff happens in episode 3. Like, it's like George Lucas had this plan for the prequels, and he didn't, like, get enough work done in episodes 1 and 2. So when episode 3 comes around, there's, like, all this making up for what he has to do. And I think that, like, because of that, we missed out on having a lot of good, memorable stuff, and then we're forced to, like, rely on the Clone Wars TV show, which is fine. Like, it was a good show, but, like, you can't just rely on the cartoon after the fact to make up for the mistakes you made during the movie.
That makes sense. Because the TV show, they could have included a lot more about the Clone Wars.
Right.
Assuming that they just had the movies, then we wouldn't have as much background knowledge about it.
I don't know. I think if I had to choose between the way things happened and us getting, like, a show about the Clone Wars, and instead, like, we, you know, have fewer stories about the Clone Wars, but it happens on film, and, you know, it's more meaningful because the characters that we know are there in real life, I think I'd prefer that. Like, what do you think? Would you rather had just a cartoon series about the Clone Wars, or would you rather have had like it happen in episode 2, and maybe you get less battles and stuff, obviously, but you still you get like it happening with like real people. I don't know. I think the movies will always like be multiple levels above the cartoons for me. So some things that are important, like I'd rather see happen in real life. How do you feel about that?
I think they should have done episode 3 as like its own anthology film like Solo and Rogue One. Forget about episodes 1 and 2 because they're kind of pointless, I guess. The point about episode 2 was the start of the Clone Wars and that Anakin doesn't like sand.
Yeah.
And then the Clone Wars could fill in all the gaps because during episodes 3 and 4, there's a lot of books and comics that pertain to what happened to it.
Sure. I guess, I don't know. I feel like you say, the Clone Wars is there to fill in the gaps. I think my issue there is that there are gaps. Like, the original trilogy can't exist by itself. Like, you don't need a cartoon to help you appreciate it anymore. Whereas I feel like you need the Clone Wars to appreciate the prequels more. Like, the Anakin and Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars are written so much better than they are in the movies. In fact, I don't know if you know this, episode 2 Obi-Wan is my like least favorite character in all of Star Wars.
I don't know. But what I was going to say is that there needs to be some sort of content after the original trilogy because we need to understand why episode 4 started. Why is there a rebellion? Why the Empire started?
I think those are like interesting things to know, but I don't think that like knowing those things makes you appreciate the film more. Like, I guess you haven't seen Rogue One, so I don't know if we could really have this conversation, but like for me, like I liked Rogue One. It was cool, but it wasn't like it didn't make me look at the original trilogy any differently than I already did. Like the original trilogy builds its own universe, self-contained, and even though there's certain questions that are unanswered, like the important ones are answered. So it's not like, I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of stuff. And like, even as a hardcore Star Wars fan, like I feel satisfied by what I'm given in the original trilogy. Whereas with like the prequels, I feel that Clone Wars fills in like some big gaps and like character development that you don't see happen on screen,
Yeah. Well, I have a vague knowledge of Rogue One. Like I know that some important dude like helped create the Death Star. Like he was captured and made and helped create the Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only real part of the film that I saw was the Darth Vader scene at the end of the movie because I heard that it was amazing.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, I really like that. Because in the film, in the original trilogy, they don't really show Darth Vader's power and dominance. But in that one scene of like that was only 5 minutes, they did it perfectly.
Yeah, no, exactly. I've been enjoying this. This is some good Star Wars talk.
Yeah.
I love talking to people about Star Wars.
Yeah. But I haven't been really paying attention to Star Wars that much recently because of you know what?
Okay.
I can't mention its name.
It's okay. You don't have to say it.
Okay.
But so have you like heard about Star Wars Resistance?
Yeah, because that was before I got back into Harry Potter.
Okay. Are you looking forward to the show? Like, What do you want to see?
I'm a bit weary about the show because I hear that's supposed to be like anime styled apparently.
Yeah.
But I think the like animation style of Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars Clone Wars is perfect.
Yeah.
That they don't have to do another animation style. Yes, I get it that they want to dive into new animation styles that they can make the shows based around. But the Clone Wars and Rebels animation style was perfect in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think ultimately I would prefer for it to be 3D. I think it's just more enjoyable to watch that way.
And also it's not going to be like 3-dimensional as like Star Wars Clone Wars and how Star Wars Rebels was.
Yeah. I think Enter brings up an interesting point. He says, I'm excited to see something with no Jedi. I think Rebels had too big of a focus on Jedi rather than the actual rebellion. I actually totally agree with that. It'll be nice. It's nice to sometimes step away from the Jedi and kind of get towards, I don't know, to see like the state of the galaxy. I think just seeing, like how certain people are affected by. At this point, it wouldn't even be the Empire, but it'd be the New Republic. So it'll be interesting to see, like what does the state of the galaxy like? Like what struggles are people facing? I like that kind of stuff.
I don't know how I feel about that because, we have been like accustomed to seeing at least one Jedi in each film and each TV show, and Jedi have always been such a vital part in Star Wars. It's pretty much why Star Wars exists.
Right, but I don't think it's necessary for Star Wars. I feel like, even like Star Wars Episode 4, Luke kind of learns about the Force and stuff, but I wouldn't describe that movie as being about the Jedi. It's more about like Luke realizing his place in the galaxy and fighting for a greater cause.
Yeah,
and I think that Episode 4 stands up fine on its own, and like the fact that the Jedi aspect isn't really central to it doesn't make it any worse of a Star Wars movie. Episode 5 like definitely dives deeper into it, but I still wouldn't say that that's what drives the story. Like the Jedi aspect is just kind of like I would describe it as like these are obviously people with like mystical powers, but I think the story, like the good versus evil dynamic, is more important than the Jedi, which is why like in the prequels, like you have the coolest, like you have more Jedi than any other Star Wars movie, but that doesn't inherently make them more interesting. Like the story is.
But it's interesting to see their species and being introduced to new species.
What do you mean?
Like Star Wars, there's a whole bunch of different species, and it's nice to see the prequel trilogy, for example, introduce so many that we haven't seen before, and how they're diverse from other creatures in the galaxy.
Yeah, and I feel like you can more easily I feel like it's easier to like see the world of Star Wars when you're not tied down to a Jedi, because the Jedi, like having a Jedi in a story brings like so many things with it and so many different dynamics. Whereas if you're just focusing on like, the Resistance kind of building itself up and, visiting new worlds and stuff like that, like there's just, we've already learned so much about the Jedi, and like we don't need that to have a place in every Star Wars story. I feel like it can.
Yeah, but they just seem important in the idea of Star Wars.
I mean, it definitely is. Like, I don't want to downplay the importance of it. I feel like if we're going to have more and more Star Wars stories, we're gonna have to like broaden our horizons. You know, like we're gonna have to figure out creative ways to tell new stories in the galaxy that don't rely on everything we've already seen. You know?
Yeah. So how's building the Convex?
It's going pretty well. It's you know, it is what it is.
Ew.
So if the set was cheaper, would your opinion totally change on it?
I think it should have been more expensive and include the second pair of the monorail, kind of.
So you wanted it to be like double-sided somehow?
Yeah. And I'm not saying that it should have moved. It could have been like stationary. It could have had like Technic pins on one side connecting both of them.
Right.
And it doesn't have to move. It could just be a display piece.
I think that's asking a little too much from a playset though. Like a kid getting this would want to roll it around on the floor.
I guess.
Hey, but you totally have come up with a great idea for a UCS Convex that can build a track that it just sits on, and that way you can have it obviously be both sides. It can be a little bit longer. You can put your boot boys on top of it shooting at Han.
They're not going to make a UCS set based on the Solo movie.
Ooh. So did you not like Solo?
No, I really enjoyed it. But it's just that LEGO would invest so much time and money into a UCS set. I mean, it was supposed to be its own self-contained story and not important in the overall concept of like the sequel trilogy, the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy.
Endred says, I think it could have had false wheels on the lower side and still have it roll around. I think that's true, but that would complicate the design a lot. Like I don't know if it'd be playable, like having something that tall that you'd roll. I don't know.
Yeah. I also feel like it would be very flimsy because there would be Technic connecting it, but the wheels would be hard to like maneuver, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess I understand why they did one side, but I would prefer if they did both sides to make it more accurate.
Yeah. I feel you.
Because I like when Lego sets are accurate, because then it'll bring the reality of the set more. Because it would like increase the reality of the set.
Right, yeah. So then you know what you gotta do.
Oh, I'm not a mock builder.
You gotta buy 2.
I'm not buying 1.
You gotta buy 2, bro.
I hate this set. The only good part about it is the Han Solo and Rain Trooper minifigures. But that's it.
Bro. Just get the set, bro.
I'm not getting a set. It's $90. And I don't work, so I wouldn't want to pay so much money into it.
So you'd rather buy Harry Potter sets?
The better.
Whoa. No respect.
Okay. I'll admit, the original Harry Potter sets weren't that great.
They were not at all.
They were not. But they've really improved.
I'll give you that. They definitely have.
And I'm really considering buying the entire line of sets.
Uh-huh.
Including the Fantastic Beasts sets, because they're so good.
So when are you gonna watch Rogue One? I think we need to force you into committing to watching Rogue One.
When Verizon Fios has it free on On Demand, whatever it's called.
I'm pretty sure it's on. Do you not have Netflix?
I do not have Netflix.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. I don't have a streaming services. I may get the Disney one to watch the Clone Wars, but then again, I would only get it just to watch the Clone Wars. And
Just
I
pay
think that
$10 for Netflix for a month so you can watch Rogue One and you can even watch the old Clone Wars.
yeah. But I think one of my friends has the entire Clone Wars series,
Uh-huh.
so I may try to get it from him. I don't know. So besides the Siege on Mandalore and the Bad Batch episodes, what do you think they're going to do for the Clone Wars?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
Besides the Siege on Mandalore and the Bad Batch arcs, what else do you think they're going to do for episodes?
That's a good question. So, have you watched the unfinished episodes of the Clone Wars?
I actually watched them.
I still have not watched them, so I can't. It's hard for me to say like, oh, they'll probably take this from it. I don't have a huge knowledge of that, so it's hard for me to say.
Well, I don't think the other episodes have to be arcs. I think they can be their own specific episodes, like self-contained episodes. Like there's this one episode, this one unfinished episode that's like Cad Bane shooting at Boba Fett's helmet, and then that's why you got the dent in it.
Doesn't Boba Fett kill him? I've heard that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But so I'd like to see that as episode.
Okay.
And there's this other episode in which the clones you know Fives?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this one episode in which like rescue Fives from the Separatists, and like the Separatists mind control him or something.
What?
Yeah, it's weird.
Clone Wars was very weird towards the end.
Yeah, it just seemed desperate to get episodes out.
That's Dave Filoni for you. How do you feel about Dave Filoni? We can talk about him.
I don't really have an opinion on him. Like, I really enjoyed Clone Wars, so I give him props for that. But Rebels was, so the beginning of Rebels wasn't that great. I think they're just starting out in a deer.
Right.
And then like seasons 3 and 4 were a lot better and more thought out.
I feel you. Yeah, have you heard me discuss my thoughts on Dave Filoni?
Not really.
I'll just say I am no fan of Dave Filoni.
Really?
But yeah. Like I enjoy the Clone Wars, and I think for the most part I enjoyed Rebels. My biggest problem is I feel like there was no
Ahsoka.
Actually, I don't mind Ahsoka at all.
The problem with Dave Filoni, like only problem that I have with him is that he's way too obsessed with Ahsoka.
That's like, part of my concern, but it's like further than that. He's like I feel like he relies far too much on the novelty of, oh, this character is back. What could they possibly do? This character is gonna show up, guys. Oh my god! Like it gets nauseating at a certain point. Like every single trailer for the new Rebel stuff was always, oh, this character is gonna show up. What can they do? I feel like he relies too much on that and not on like actually producing a good show. And that's what irritated the heck out of me. Not to mention, and this is my biggest problem, the fact that Rebels had no like fulfilling payoff. Like Rebels was supposed to be about the rebellion, and then towards the end, it's just like what did we accomplish? You know, like it's just
all they did was attack some base, and that was it.
Exactly, yeah, like it.
And then they just ended off with Hera like explaining, oh, the ghost was involved in the Battle of Endor. oh, I had a son. Vex was Rendar as well, and that was it.
No, it's ridiculous. It's like he ends Rebels, and then then the show starts spewing on about all this stuff, and it's just like, wait, what? Wait, what? Like, wait, what?
Yeah, I wish there was
Why didn't we see this stuff? Why is there this extended epilogue telling us all this cool stuff to like make up for the show that had an awful thing?
I don't like when TV shows and movies explain something to you, but not visually show it to you.
Yes, which I find very funny. Well, never mind. Yeah, no, exactly. Like it's insane. And the biggest problem for me is like, I think, and a lot of people in the chat are kind of hitting on it. Enthred says wolves are cool, but why put a personal obsession so prominently into a story that didn't really need them? That's the problem with Dave Filoni. He has no restraint. That's my biggest problem with him. He just like, if he likes something, he's just gonna, even if it doesn't serve the purpose of the story, he's just gonna do it. Like he has no like, oh, let me think about this and see if this actually should be in the story.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I think my mom is home, so I'm gonna be upstairs for a second and then come back.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Commander Creed says it seems like Filoni does too much to try and please fans instead of giving characters that are necessary. Exactly. He's like a child. Like it honestly, it seems like Dave Filoni writes fan fiction more than he writes like actual Star Wars stories. Commander Creed, exactly. And that's what he relies on. He brings all these characters back, and then everyone realizes that he doesn't do a good job with them. Like people were so excited that Thrawn was going to be in Rebels, and like he was probably one of the least interesting characters in the show. But with that Lego, Maul comes back in everything. If there's a Star Wars medium nowadays, you should just assume that Darth Maul is in it, because that's what happens all the time now. We got to train, y'all. All right, see ya, Hunter. That's what I'm saying. You should just assume that Darth Maul is going to be in everything, because he probably is. And that's the problem. It started with George Lucas. George Lucas basically made Dave Filoni put Darth Maul in Clone Wars. Dave Filoni apparently didn't do enough with him in Clone Wars, so he decided to put it in Rebels. And then I don't know whose decision it was to put him in Solo. Nolan Hobbs says, Thrawn was great. I'm getting triggered. I'm going to focus on my chi and find my inner peace.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take a quick poll in the chat. How did you guys feel about Thrawn and Rebels? My general impression about Thrawn and Rebels was Thrawn was this is Thrawn in a nutshell. I have them right where I want them. They got away, but that's exactly what I wanted them to do. So, that's it.
The only Legends books that I ever read was the Thrawn trilogy by
Yeah.
And those books were excellent, and they perfectly did Thrawn.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I feel as though Rebels, they made him far more inferior than his Legend counterpart, and all he did was like do strategies for the Empire, and that was it. He did no like real actions, and that was like the whole like persona of Thrawn in the Legends was to act and strategize.
Yes, exactly. It's it's the funniest thing to me is it seemed like the show ended and Dave Filoni didn't know it was going to end. Like he had built up Thrawn, like like he's setting all these pieces to have this big magnificent plan, and then it just never happened.
I feel as though he's going somewhere with Thrawn, but it never happened.
Yes. Oh my
He was
god.
just there, and then Amanda Pine's whatever her name is, the governor lady.
Governor Price.
Yeah, Governor Price. Yeah, I didn't really like her.
I like her character a lot. Actually, I have a minifigure of her. I made a custom one. It was in Scarif.
That's cool. But I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, she was a fine character, mean imperial lady. She wasn't supposed to be like a big deal, but like I liked her more than I liked Thrawn.
Yeah, but comparing her Thrawn book appearance, I prefer her in the Thrawn book.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rebels just didn't do some characters right.
That's what begs the question. Then why put them in the show in the first place? Like he literally just did it just to make people excited because Thrawn, awesome. But like he clearly didn't have a plan for him, so why do it in the first place?
It was to make people excited, and so that they could so that they would watch the show.
Exactly, that's the problem with Dave Filoni.
Well, you have to convince people to watch the show, otherwise you're not going to get any viewers.
You know how you do that? You make a show with compelling characters. It doesn't have to be someone that we know. It is perfectly acceptable to write a new character that people can get behind. You don't need to just rely on name value.
Well, this was the trailer before we knew anything about Season 3 of Rebels.
Right, but Rebels had already been on for 2 seasons. Like, he had more than enough time to, like, make the characters important enough. Like, so here's the thing for me. Like, it's okay if you, like, bring back characters now and again, but if you're going to rely on that as being, like, the thing to get people to watch, like, that's your thing, then you got to live up to it. Like, you got to make sure that you're doing this character, like, justice by putting them in it. And I don't think he did that with Thrawn at all.
Well,
like Thrawn being in Rebels added nothing to his character.
Yeah, but I have a theory. One, the first 2 seasons of Rebels weren't receiving the viewers per episode, so then they decided to Thrawn so that more people watch it, and it was to make Thrawn canon again, because after they're gonna make the Thrawn book, so they want more people to know about Thrawn.
So I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's necessary for them to bring back old characters, unless there's a point. Unless the character has specific traits and attributes that lend themselves well to the story. I'm not a fan of just throwing people in just for the shock value of doing it, because it gets old, like,
yeah,
it's not gonna mean anything after a while. And I feel like it means nothing now. Like, characters showing up in new shows, it's so played out at this point, in my opinion.
At the end of episode 7, they foreshadowed the return of Luke Skywalker, but then everyone was disappointed afterwards because he was basically just old Ben Kenobi. He was just a hermit. He didn't do that much. And a lot of people were disappointed because in Legends, Luke Skywalker was this very noble hero. He acted. He did all sorts of things. But then in Episode 8, he didn't do that much.
So how do you feel about that? Like, do you think that they are wrong for not making Luke more like the Legends Luke? Like, let's disregard how you feel about either character, but do you think that they owed it to Legends to make Luke like he was in Legends?
Well, it makes sense that he was a hermit because his nephew left him and like all of his Padawans, except a few, which were the Knights of Ren. So obviously,
Right.
Luke Skywalker would be broken down, miserable, and he would just want to live by himself and trust no one.
Right.
Because if he can't trust his own nephew, then who does he expect to trust?
Right. Yeah, for sure. I think I don't know. I don't know how I feel about people being upset that like stuff from Legends didn't come back to like sort of canon, because I feel like for every great thing they got in Legends, there's like 10 terrible things, you know?
Yeah. Well, not all Legend stories are made to be canon.
Sure, that's what I'm saying, but like, and that's the other thing. It's so convoluted. Like, there's so many different levels to it that I don't know. I guess I don't agree with people who make the argument like, oh, like why wasn't he more like the Legends Luke or stuff like that? Because I feel I like consistency with canon. I'm glad that Disney kind of said, okay, let's put that stuff aside and let's like rebuild a world where there's like one truth. We don't need levels of canon.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm sure you can tell by now I'm no fan of Dave Filoni.
I wouldn't. That bunch
yeah. But yeah, I think you kind of understand it as well. Just like if you're gonna bring in old characters, like have a purpose. Don't just do it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah. What's your opinion on Kathleen Kennedy?
I have no strong opinion on her. Like I think that
her.
I think I'm generally positive towards her. I don't have any like distaste towards her.
Like people hate The Last Jedi, blame her for The Last Jedi being quote unquote terrible. But it is Rian Johnson's fault, not Kathleen Kennedy's.
Yeah, I find that interesting too. Like I don't like Kathleen Kennedy kind of oversees the general direction, but like a lot of the really creative stuff falls on like the story group and the directors and writers of the film.
Yeah, all Kathleen Kennedy does is approve something that Rian Johnson said.
Right. The only thing the biggest thing I have against Kathleen Kennedy is the fact that they seemingly can't get the director situation together. Like with all these movies, there's just like a revolving door of directors. Like, oh, you're the director. Oh, never mind. You're not. We're going to bring this person in. Like, I understand why multiple times they couldn't get on the same page and decide that like both of their visions for the movie is what they want to do. I think that's probably the thing like that irritates me the most about Kathleen Kennedy. I don't understand how for such a big movie, like twice, four times, they had to get rid of someone involved with the like initial production of the film.
What irritates me is that I think Star Wars is trying to be too similar to Marvel, and which there's these like independent movies, for example, Solo, and in Marvel they have like series, and and directors. Marvel does that all the time.
Right.
So I think Star Wars is trying to copy Marvel in that way. And I get it because Disney then doesn't have to worry too much of making them both too unique. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I agree. And I actually totally agree with that. I don't think that it's like Marvel has obviously done very well for themselves, and they've built
for sure
huge empire of films. But I don't think that formula it's simple enough that you can just copy and paste it and do it with anything, expect it to work. Like Star Wars and Marvel are two very different things, and like superhero movies and Star Wars movies are totally different. You know, you can't just copy and paste the approach and expect it to be successful. But I want to actually touch on something that someone brought up in the chat, and you can decide whether or not you want to touch it or not. But I'll crystallize it. I'll make it very simple. Do you think that Star Wars is too political nowadays?
You go first.
Okay. My simple answer is no. My developed answer is Star Wars has always been political. It just depends on whether or not you try to, whether or not you pay enough attention to notice the things. Like, I mean, like Star Wars is clearly like World War II in space, and it's very anti-big centralized governments, and that's kind of why the Empire is written to be so terrible. And like, there's this insurgency group that's kind of trying to help restore power to the people and things like that, and like the worst thing that's happened in the galaxy that we've seen is the fact that like power has fallen away from individual planets and governments, and that it all went to one person, and like why that's a bad thing. So I think that like Star Wars has always been political. It's just whether or not you pay close enough attention to realize it. So I don't, even if Star Wars nowadays was like very in your face political, I wouldn't say that it's too political because Star Wars has always been political.
Yeah.
But and to touch the actual like whether or not it's too political nowadays, I think that people look a little bit too deeply into things. Like I think some people see like, oh, there are women in Star Wars who are powerful, like, oh, that's too political, or oh, there's like it's more diverse now, oh, that's too political, that's pushing some sort of agenda. And I guess my general impression is like, look, the movie industry nowadays is far different than it used to be, and Star Wars has always been about like relating to people in some way. And I think that Star Wars should be representative of the world. Like the world isn't homogeneous. The world doesn't look like just one thing. So if we're gonna force and shoehorn various aliens into Star Wars, like why is it a problem to put different races of people into Star Wars? And anyone who's against that, I feel, is missing the point. Like it's not something that's meant to be like, oh, we're just gonna like shove these people in here like just because. But I think it's I don't know, it's like it's an evolution, like Star Wars nowadays shouldn't look like it did 40 years ago. Like the world is a different place. Like it should be representative of the way the world looks. And finally, like one thing I really don't understand is all the people upset about the quote unquote feminist agenda that's being pushed in Star Wars. Like just because there's a powerful girl in Star Wars, I wouldn't say means that there's this overt political agenda. Like there are clearly still men in Star Wars who are very powerful. Like Poe's the freaking leader of the Resistance. Like surely he learns from Leia, but he's being groomed to like lead the main group of people. So I think it's more of an overreaction than anything. But you can kind of give your opinion.
Yeah. Well, I completely agree with the whole World War II. Like Darth Vader. Vader in German means father. And there's stormtroopers, and there's the more dominant side in the two opposing parties.
Right.
Like they had a lot more strategic tactics, like Blitzkrieg.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for the U.S., then the Germans would most likely win the war.
Yeah. And
I don't think it's too political. Like I think honestly, it's trying to stray away from being political. For example, in episode 8, they didn't really incorporate any new species. All there was that was like different species was in Canto Bight, and that was it.
Hey, we got porgs.
I don't really I mean,
they are new species, to be fair.
Yeah, but they can't like communicate with the humans. They don't speak basic.
I mean, most of the species in Star Wars can't communicate with humans, so.
Yeah, but most of them do understand basic, which is, well, the basic language. And also, in the prequels, there's the whole Senate and the Senate Council. But in these sequels, there's like no mention of it. They completely neglected it. And
that's not true. That's not true. Come on, Zandy, that's not true. In Star Wars Episode 7, there's a very poignant scene where Hux gives a Hitler-esque speech.
Oh, yeah.
They blow up the entire Senate.
Oh, yes. Hitler, I mean, Hux is based Hitler, yes. But,
yes.
They kind of been keeping away from that. Like,
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
They've been kind of keeping away from that in Episode 8.
Yeah, no, I actually totally agree. I think we should have learned more about the like political climate of the galaxy in these new movies. Like it's always given to us in like kind of covert ways. Like that's the thing. Like you barely even remembered that scene from Episode 7, and that's because like the New Republic wasn't as big of a deal as it should have been. Like it should have been very obvious as to like what's going on with the galaxy. And then in Episode 8, like in the opening crawl, they talk about how like with the Republic dissolved, First Order is now launching to have like military control over planets. But like you wouldn't know that from the like that's only in the opening crawl. Like you wouldn't know that from the film. Like they could have started off with Star Destroyers approaching multiple planets, and then we go to Dakar, and then we see like they're trying to finish off the last remnants of the Resistance. Like I definitely think they could be a lot better about making it obvious what's going on in the galaxy right now.
Yeah, and also this is the New Republic, and with the original Republic, they had the Senate Councils, as I mentioned, in which like all the different aliens all congregated in this one area and discussed all their beliefs in one political. But with the New Republic, they don't seem to have that. Yes, we briefly, but we don't hear the Resistance talk about Senate Council, the like political.
Right. Yeah. So you actually appreciate the politics in Star Wars.
Yeah, I actually find it pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I can absolutely see that.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with your favorite set.
Oh, I should buy the Twilight one day.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Why do you want to torture yourself?
I don't understand. Why do you hate the set so much? Like, I explain why I hate the Convex.
Okay. Do I need to go on another Twilight rant? I've been on so many.
Okay. Let me guess. It's unstable.
That is that is like the least of my worries. All of my arguments about the Twilight are just purely aesthetic.
It's just ugly.
Yes. The Twilight is impossibly hideous. It looks like a box with two wings and a driveway on the back. It looks awful.
That's supposed to be like a cargo bay, and I actually really like how there's cargo bay because then you can hold more than just what's included in the set with it.
But that's not based on the Falcon and other ships like that. Like that's not necessary. Like they have docking rings. Like you can connect the ship to your ship and it's cool. Like you don't need to have the freaking ugly driveway on the back of it. And it's my biggest problem is this. They have the Republic. Like they have, access to tons of money. Why would they spend their time in this awful, terrible, like junky looking ship? Like I can see why Han Solo would do it. Like he's supposed to be a smuggler. He's supposed to be kind of like a lower level person, but these are Jedi. Like, why would you ever like expect a Jedi to fly around in that thing?
Well, maybe kind of need like they want to draw too much attention to themselves when they go to like a separatist ruled planet. Like I know in 2011 they made this set called the like it was this Jedi Cruiser set or something.
It was a what?
And it was like this Jedi Cruiser thing, like if I give you the set number, would you remember it or no?
Yeah, what is it?
Hold on. I'm trying to find like one instruction manual that would like
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
promote it. Okay, hold on. So it was like this Jedi Cruiser and it came only with Jedi. It was 7831. It was called Shuttle.
7831?
Yeah, it came with Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Stacey Tin, and Shakti.
Oh, the Jedi shuttle. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so in that set, it's like supposed to be just a Jedi mobile ship. And it'll be very like conspicuous if you go into like a separatist world planet. Like everyone would know, oh, that's a Jedi shuttle. But if they went in like a garbage ship like the Twilight, then it'd be a lot more safe. It'd be a lot more incognito.
Okay, so I would agree with that if that's what they actually did, but I can't think of a single scenario in the show where like they were in the Twilight to be covert.
Yeah, I just had this whole conversation ready.
The Twilight is just ugly. It's an ugly set. It's an ugly ship.
I don't know. The Convex is worse.
No, dude, the Convex is way better than the Twilight.
Okay, so how's your building experience?
It's been cool. It's a cool set.
Well, you had to 77 like little pieces together, like the little clip pieces.
I mean, it's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah, but 77, that's a pretty large number.
Enzard says, sorry, Jay, I gotta disagree. There's plenty of times they try to be covert. But in the Twilight, like, what specific plot point is there where, like, oh, we're going to this place. We need to take the Twilight so we don't get noticed?
Well, that was Anakin Skywalker's decision not to use it.
But I'm saying, like, when, like point to me a specific scenario where that happened.
It's been a while since I watched the Clone Wars.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I got one. Okay, so it was one of the first episodes. It was this episode in which in like this little skirmish, R2-D2 was like ejected from Anakin Starfighter, and he was like lost in space.
Yeah.
Like this pirate dude, he smuggled R2-D2, and then Anakin Skywalker, he used the Twilight to find R2 again, and he used it to go unnoticed.
Okay, so actually, I know exactly what episode you're talking about. They have to get him from the dude. He's working with Grievous, isn't he?
Yeah, he's working with Grievous.
It's the pig guy. I think he's a pig guy.
Oh wait, I think his name is Worth Loathsome.
Yeah, but they didn't. I guess my point is, okay, sure, fine. I'll give you that. Maybe they were trying to be covert there, but like, why not? Like, why is the Twilight an all-purpose ship for that reason?
Because it's Star Wars, and they just have to use a ship for everything.
I just don't like the Twilight. It's so ugly.
Okay, that's your opinion. Is it your least favorite set of all time?
Yeah.
The set that you're building right now is my least favorite set of all time.
Dude, there are so many sets worse than this.
Name one.
That's
not the Twilight.
The most recent MTT.
MTT.
First Order ATST.
First Order ATST. The main complaint about it is that it has no heads, and that's $40. But it has 300 and something pieces, like 374, and that's a far more better price a piece than the Conveyor, which is 636. 636 pieces.
622.
Ah, so close. But it's $90.
So you really just care about the price.
No, it's not that. It's not only that. But also, it comes with far better minifigures. It comes with Phasma, the new helmet. It comes with an exclusive version of Rose, which was important to that scene. And also had Imperial robes, like Imperial uniforms, so that you can use it for different settings. And then it came with Finn with a First Order uniform, which can use well. So the minifigures are better used in that set.
Okay, so I'm not saying it's a terrible set. I'm just saying it's worse than this one. I think the figures in this set are better. Like, even if I'll give you, Chewie's ugly. We can disregard him. But these three alone are freaking awesome figures. You got Han in his fur coat.
Justify a $90 set.
Well, you were just saying why the figures made that set better. So I'll argue for the figures for this one.
The first it came with a little elevator, which is pretty cool.
It's really not that cool. It's barely an elevator.
It was so cool. Like, you move your minifigures up and down, and it can position it so that the minifigures can hop onto the First Order ATST.
Okay, Sandy. If you really think it's that cool, that's fine.
All right. And the MTT, the only complaint about is that it's small.
Okay, not only is it small, but it's ugly.
It's not ugly. It's more pristine than the 2007 ones, which had gray areas in it.
I'll give you that. But get the new MTT and look at it through the side. There's literally a gap that goes straight through the bottom of the set.
Okay, so it's on the bottom. Do you think a lot of people are going to notice the bottom of the ship?
No. Like, if you look at it from the side, it's not on the bottom as in like this. It's on the bottom as in if you held it up like this, there's a gap where you can see straight through the side.
No set is perfect.
Oh my god.
For my reasoning that this set is terrible.
Okay, so this set isn't perfect either, so what?
I just don't like the build.
I think you just have something against trains. Do you have a horrific train accident when you were younger?
The only time I've been on a train is to go on subway in New York City. But I enjoyed that.
Okay, so then you should like this. This should bring back good memories.
Oh, yes. One incident 7 years ago, which I barely remember because I was 7 or 8 back then.
Right. The Twilight is still terrible. And they brought up, I guess, a few scenarios where they used it to be covert. I'll concede it. It doesn't mean that it's not an awful looking ship. It's still a terrible looking ship. The Millennium Falcon is like a trashy ship that could be used to be covert, but it at least looks cool. Twilight does not look cool at all.
Well, do you think the
Twilight is a box?
Do you think the Republic has enough fundings to make a ship covert, as you said, and also look good?
Yeah, sure. Why not? They can make a freaking Venator. I'm sure they can do that.
Yeah, but that has to be really expensive, and considering how many Vanguards have been destroyed during the Clone Wars. They're probably like trillions of dollars in debt.
Dude, the Republic has like endless money in the Clone Wars. You know how many Minitors they go through? You know how many gunships and ARC 170s and ATTEs they go through?
That's what really bothers me is that Star Wars doesn't really give a damn about money. They just keep on like making new vehicles and keep on like and other vehicles that would be very expensive.
Okay, Epic J765 says Twilight was a stolen ship from Teth. It was from the Clone Wars movie. Was it so the Twilight actually has like an origin story?
Yeah, it was in the Clone Wars movie and some episodes in season 1.
So Teth is the like lavender colored planet, right? Where they go up the side of the mountain.
Oh, like that ATT scene where like climbing up the mountain. Yeah, I think so. I think that was.
It says, so is the Star Scavenger better or worse than Twilight? I would take the Star Scavenger over the Twilight.
Wait, that's the theme maker set, right?
Yes.
It's okay, like the front's okay, but I don't like the little claw digger thing.
Yeah, no, that thing's silly.
Yeah, and then they use so much space in the back to like accommodate it, and I really like that.
Yep. Yeah, no, the Star Scavenger is still better than the Twilight.
Yeah. Oh, don't you have to go soon for your birthday dinner thing?
I do actually. I think I'm gonna head out at like 6:40. I'm gonna finish this set and I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. It's been a great time, honestly.
Thanks for inviting me.
We had some good Star Wars talk. Have you guys enjoyed our Star Wars banter? You guys in the chat? Let's see. Today they got a lot of rants today. They got a Dave Filoni rant. They got a Combat X rant courtesy of Zandy. They got a Rebels rant.
Yeah, lots of rants.
You got a Dave Filoni rant.
I guess I just like ranting. Just do rants, I guess.
Sounds good, bro. You should start posting rant videos on your channel.
Having content. But,
Commander Creed, I would love to have you on, bro. We can rant about this Clone Wars faces together.
Really bothered me because they were accurate to the actual show, but I understand why people don't find them appealing. It's because of their bug eyes.
Yes. They're unsettling. They scare me.
Yeah. But I'm glad that Lego decided to redo some of the main figures like Ayla Zakira, Anakin Skywalker,
Ki-Adi Mundi.
Oh yeah, I really want that battle pack because of Ki-Adi Mundi, because out of the 2011 version, and that movie was so dope because of like the head extension thing that housed his second brain.
Yep.
Yeah, so I really want the new Ki-Adi Mundi because of that.
I think Palpatine is the worst figure from Clone Wars.
Yeah. And also, some of the clone faces, well, I shouldn't say some, but many of the clone faces, they Lego would make a factory error in which some of the eyes would look a different way.
Wow.
Yeah, I have so many clones that look the other way.
Here, this is the cargo. Someone asked if the set came with cargo.
Oh, is that the Coaxium?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, I was really wondering, with the first wave sets, what the heck those boxes were supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know Solid Brick Studios. He suggested that it was supposed to be some sort of
super fuel.
Holocron something
Yeah.
or Kyber Crystal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but I thought those were just supposed to be because Han Solo is smuggler.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't the Infus Nest set also include some of those?
I don't think so. No, it did not. Actually, no, it did. Yeah, it has one of them. Right. That was crazy in the movie when it blew up that entire mountain.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So do you think Han Solo beat the Castle Run?
Oh, you mean like, do I think he actually did it, or was he
Do you think
actually
he
below
actually did
it?
12 parsecs?
Oh, I want to say he probably didn't, but he was close enough.
I think it was just so that he could gloat that, oh, I beat the Castle Run. I did something special.
I mean, he definitely did it faster than anyone else. It just wasn't as
Yeah.
fast as he says it was.
Yeah. And he was really persistent with that story. I mean, 11 years later, in A New Hope, he said, oh yeah, I beat the Castle Run 12 parsecs.
He even tells it to Ray. Ray's, what did she say? You beat the Kelson run in 14 parsecs. He's like, 12!
Yeah.
14.
I found it interesting that Ray was more concerned about his smuggling life rather than his, like, in the rebellion.
I thought that was cool. It was like, you know, based on where she was, she probably would have heard more stories about Han Solo the smuggler than Han Solo the, like, rebel leader, whereas Finn was probably in some sort of classroom being educated on, like, these people who, you know, took down the Empire. So I thought that was cool that, like, you know, he learned a different side of the story than she did.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the Empire probably wouldn't have known nor cared that he was, you know, a famous smuggler. So, like, that information wouldn't have really been transcended through, like, the First Order. So, like, Finn wouldn't really know about that because why would they teach him that?
Yeah.
But, like, Rey would because, you know, she's around a bunch of people who are, you know, the lower levels of the galaxy. So they probably would talk about stuff like that. I thought that was actually really smart.
Yeah, I guess so.
Says, hey, Jay, I'm back. Dinner was good. What I missed. Forever Lego Studios, you missed quite a bit. We ranted, Zandy ranted on this set. I ranted on Dave Filoni and the Clone Wars. We talked about politics in Star Wars. We talked about Harry Potter, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Yes, unfortunately.
You know what? Don't make me a mod anymore. I'm unscribing.
Wow. It's like that?
Criticizing something that I love. Something that I cherish.
Dude, I criticize Star Wars every day, and I love it.
And I just got on my notifications the folklore, the life of Aberforth Dumbledore.
I don't even know what that means, to be quite honest.
Aberforth Dumbledore is, you know, Professor Dumbledore?
Yes.
Yeah, he's his brother.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So if money wasn't an option, what sets would you want to get from this wave?
I'd want the Anakin Starfighter.
Right.
The X-Wing, because I wanted to see the new helmets.
Right.
The Hoth Echo Beast back to tank set.
Right.
That's pretty it.
Oh, okay.
The
no love for the AT hauler.
Okay, but I watched one of MNR production streams, and mostly just a Technic build.
Uh-huh.
and I think that would just like frustrate me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the smaller sets of Wave, I think are better than the bigger sets.
I generally agree with that actually.
Yeah, because the Infamous Nest set, it comes with the Infamous Nest minifigure, which comes with that awesome new helmet mold thing.
Yes.
In the speed bikes, the engines are really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then Anakin Starfire, it's a nice updated rendition of the 2008 one.
Yep.
And what I didn't like about the original one was that it's hideous. Like, it had these little gaps in it, and it started where the bricks were in the like cockpit.
Right, yeah.
But the new car smooth and consistent with the rest of the build.
Gotcha.
And then the spec facade, I guess, and the hot like base. I don't know. I really like it.
What was that last part?
It's a nice like little vignette of the half base.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I like when like Lego does small little sections of big things.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's nice to get scenery mocks.
Yeah. Oh, and you're finished.
Yes. Finished the best set ever.
Let me see this.
Hold on one second. Lego Fox Bricks, what's going on, dude? I got on Zandy Boy. He's one of the moderators here on this channel.
I'm the best moderator.
You heard it himself. You heard it from the man himself.
Yeah. Stormy Bricks, Collector Bricks, 5 Bailey's Bricks. It's a real shame that Bailey's Bricks is now like devoted to gaming.
I know this. So, does he have a gaming channel right now?
I haven't checked because when I checked his account that one day, I don't think he like linked his gaming account.
Oh, okay.
That's even saying that he has a gaming account.
Right. This is pretty cool. I like this. You know what would have been funny?
What?
If hold on, I just dropped one. 1 second. I would have loved if they had a scene in the movie where like one of these guys gets shot because you know they have like their magnetic boots or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, they shoot the magnetic boot.
No. They shoot the guy and he dies, but his boots are still connected to the thing. So he's like laying over, like still attached to it.
Yeah. That was...
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like this.
It's too small.
It is. It'd be cool to have more trains, but I mean, it's fine for what it is.
Yeah. Okay. There's one thing that I like about the Convex, and that's that has like a yes. Okay, so finally something about the Convex I like, and that's that there's like a little hats on the top, and that's really it.
Oh, okay.
And then Han Solo.
Yeah, the Han Solo looks awesome.
Yeah, but he's too specific to the one scene. And like you can't.
I like getting variety. I like getting like context specific minifigs.
I like when you get a minifigure, but you can use the minifigure outside of different settings.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, he has his normal version in other sets. So like, if this was the only version, I would be upset. But I mean, we already has the other versions of it, and so I like that they included like the specific one for the set. So if you want to build this mock, you can use the right one for the set.
Yeah. But the only minifigure that I do like that's context specific is the Mud Trooper Han Solo in that little.
Do you have that figure?
I'm trying to get it on eBay.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm hoping it comes to like Walmart or Target or something because I would love to get it at some point. But apparently,
Yeah.
I've only
What?
at Legoland.
Yeah. What I thought would be like a promotion in like September because First Friday it's usually in September.
Uh-huh.
But I got the Lego Store calendar today and there's no mention of it, so I'm guessing not.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just thought about another thing that would be cool. Like, let's say at some point in the movie, Han and Chewie like hijack the front part of the train, or let's say they hijack the train, and they know the Boot Boys are coming for them. All they got to do is just press real hard on the brakes, and then these guys just like their legs snap in half.
That's a bit morbid for Disney standards.
It is, but it'd be really funny.
I guess.
Let's get up. Yeah, it'd be very funny though.
Yeah.
Says, do you feel these sets are worth the price?
All sets, yes. The biggest sets, except the Sandcrawler, no.
Sandcrawler, probably not. Smaller sets, definitely.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot. I don't know. I'm a big fan.
You really pushing my buttons. You really pushing my buttons.
Can you really? Someone said you can put the turret on the front. I guess, is it supposed to go here?
Yeah, it's on the back of the box. It shows that as a play feature.
What, dude? Look at this set. It's so versatile. Oh my, that's so cool. Dude, this set is cool. I don't know what you're talking about.
But the little turret is not.
It's so cool. All right, so what's up? He says, "What is the tipping feature? What is that?"
What tipping feature?
Lego Fox Bricks keeps talking about the tipping feature. What is? I don't know what that is. Am I missing something? Let's see.
Feature.
What you talking about? I know what you guys are talking about. Explain to me what you're talking about, and then I'll dip.
Oh, I think he's talking about how the little flaps on the caboose can open up.
Because the underside is angled, so you can display it at an angle. Oh, is that why that's like that? Like that? Oh, I mean, well, there it goes. I guess there you go. That's actually kind of cool. I didn't know that was like that for that reason.
Yeah. So for your sets overview, are you going to get the Landcraft?
No, I think when I do it, I'm just gonna do it minus that set, or maybe if Garrett gets it, I'll borrow it from him. But I don't plan on buying that set.
I see.
Okay, but yeah, no, that's actually, dude, this set just keeps on giving. Like, I have to give this. This might be my favorite set so far. I know
Are
this.
you just saying that just to irritate me?
No, I actually really like this. Like, this is pretty freaking fun. Like, I love this. Like, that's so cool. Okay, I gotta go, guys. I got a birthday dinner I need to go to. I gotta get ready for it. Zandy, it has been a pleasure having you on.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
We want to leave your like a comment in the thing so people can check out your channel, or?
I don't have any videos up on my channel, so you don't have to subscribe.
All right, no problem.
All right.
Dude, it's been a great time. Shout out to everyone. I may be back later to continue building. I may not, depends on how I feel. But like, this has been such an awesome day. Got up this morning, bought Lego sets, and I've been building them. Talking to all you great guys. What more can I ask for?
My day's been pretty good as well. I got the chase figure from the Harry Potter CMFs.
Yeah, that's awesome. Was it difficult to find, or did you get it pretty quickly?
No, I found because he was back left column.
Oh yeah, they're all the same place.
They didn't even move the minifigure, so it's really easy.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
Well, huh? Yeah. What? What's up? Okay. I'm about to get off right now. All right, so that's it, guys. I will see you guys very soon. This is everything I built. I still got Ice-Wing, Collar, and the Sandcrawler to build, so that'll happen at some point. But see you guys very, very soon.